Hello all. Good evening, morning, day, afternoon, wherever you may be. It's Party Monday. You got it. Party Monday. Topulus, Frog Gym, Kelskill, Match Fixer, Wazika Boom! Mini MF, what's happening? Party Monday, we be getting down. Party moving. Good morning, Desiccator. That's exciting for you, Wazika Boom! And for me too, mate. Hey, Paul, hey, Paul, hey, Paul. Got quite a few things to discuss tonight. Got some models turn up today, so we'll show those off later on. But watched the Snyder cut last night. I'll tell you what, I didn't mean to watch it, right? Because what happened was I had an interesting day yesterday. It was a Sunday. Normally I have a pretty good routine on a Sunday. I'll do my stream, hang out, have a good time, then head over the road for some breakfast or lunch, as it's usually about 11 o'clock. Well, anyway, so I was just grabbing my rubbish to take down to the bin, or I headed over the road to the shopping centre to get my lunch, and I realised as I just stepped out the front of my door that I did not have my keys with me. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. And so I found myself grabbing the door just before I went out, thinking I'd just managed to save myself, and I lived in an apartment block thing. Walked back inside, and I'd locked my door, and so I did not have keys in my house. So I've given my girlfriend a set of keys for this eventuality, but our Sundays we don't generally spend together until the evenings. So she had to jump in an Uber. She doesn't have a car. She had to jump in an Uber to come and let me into the house. So my plan for the day was I was going to finish my stream, go have my lunch, and then I was going to settle in for an exciting day of watching Justice League, and then go hang out with my girlfriend. Well, my plan changed because she came to pick me up. So we changed it up. We had some lunch together, and then went to her house and we hung out there for the afternoon. It was great. Had a great day. But what it meant was I got home at like 8:30 and I thought, I don't know if I really want to watch Justice League. It's a bit late. I don't know if I'm feeling it. Maybe I'll just watch. Someone told me it was in a couple of sections, so maybe I'll just watch a couple of sections. So I flip on Justice League, start watching it. I watched like the first 2 minutes before I started watching it, so I was just like, yeah, cool. And then I reckon about 2.5 hours later, I realised I was just going to watch the whole fucking thing. And so I ended up going to bed at like 12:30 after watching the entirety of Justice League. G'day, Hobby Goblin Joe. So I have some thoughts on the Snyder cut of Justice League, which I'll quite happily share very soon. So I wouldn't call myself a DC fanboy. I've watched all the movies. I really love Henry Cavill's interpretation of Superman. I really love Ben Affleck's Batman, and I loved Christian Bale's Batman movies, but yeah, I've sort of been a bit ambivalent on the others. So the number one takeaway I had from watching it was that it was a fucking incredible film, and did not at all get painted in a good light based on Joss Whedon's cut. Now, I don't think Joss Whedon's done anything wrong. I think he's done what Joss Whedon does and turned it into a comedy, and made it palatable for a 2-hour movie. But ultimately, it didn't ring true for the DC universe that they'd created. So watching the Snyder Cut was just like, you could tell this was a dude who was really passionate about it, and yeah, I mean, I felt like my binge resolution was fine, mate. I just felt watching it that it was a real shame that, not to make light of his situation, right? It's a real shame he didn't get to finish the movie at the time and see his vision come to fruition. What I heard was that they've written off any possibility of doing any future sequels based on that timeline, which is fucking spewing, absolutely spewing, because it was awesome. Like, it just, yeah. And to talk more about the film, Cyborg was actually a dude who I was interested in and invested in because of the way that the film was cut together. Flash was pretty good in the other cut, but I felt much more invested in him because of the time they spent with him. And yeah, Aquaman was fine. He already had his own movie, but you could just tell the difference that having those characters as giving them the time to actually breathe and evolve as characters just had such an effect on the overall cut. I much preferred the interactions that Superman had. Like the whole storyline, the whole arc just felt way more complete, way more like a film that I wanted to watch. It just, I won't say it blew me away, but I could not stop watching it. So there's a few criticisms I have. So my first, the aspect ratio, absolute total horseshit. Give me a fucking widescreen movie, you fuckwits. Seriously. Like everything else that comes out on TV in this day and age is fucking widescreen. The only reason I can think they did that, I know they said at the start, Snyder wants to protect his vision or whatever. The only reason I can visualise they did that was because it minimised the amount of special effects they had to do by a significant margin because the screen size was smaller. Because they did do a lot of fucking changes to the film. Yeah, so that was my first criticism. My second criticism was way too much slow motion. Like, gratuitous use of slow motion in that fucking movie. Just unnecessary amounts of slow motion. Just, seriously. Let me see normal motion for a little bit, please. It didn't detract from the film, but I don't think it made it better. Well placed, judicious use of slow motion can make things more impactful. It just felt like that did not do that at all. Anyway, I quite liked the Steppenwolf change, the redesign of his character. Thought that was cool. I didn't dislike the previous version of Steppenwolf that much. Didn't really think, but the actual arc for Steppenwolf and what was happening in the film with the addition of Darkseid just made so much more sense. like everything about why he was so dog shit and why Superman just flogged him was explained way better. And Superman was so good. Yeah, so look, overall, the only thing that I walked away from that feeling was just ultra jazzed to want to see more of the universe that we aren't going to see. And that was disappointing. Very disappointing. Also, I wasn't that big a fan of the Martian Manhunter stuff. It did feel like Schneider was just going, cool, 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 yeah, I get to make the movie I wanted to make. But actually what I think he was probably doing was just going, I'm going to make the movie I wanted to make and try and set it up for the next film so that they have to fucking get me to do the next movie because everyone loves it so much. Yeah, kudos to him for that, but yeah, Martian Manhunter was a miss. I mean, the scene with him as Martha, I preferred as the other way. I liked their relationship as characters. I felt it detracted from the storyline for that to be Martian Manhunter. I get Schneider was like trying to set up that Lois is the key for the future Nightmare storyline and blah blah blah. Yeah, I watched all 4 hours. Finished at like midnight. And was buzzing, just like fucking shadow boxing after the movie, like, yeah, let's keep watching more shit. Honestly, like it changed up. It changed up the whole Justice League experience for me. Ah, thanks, Fazoid. Happy anniversary. Good luck, mate. You can win that chick that's sitting up there. Have you finished Sword in the Storm yet, mate? It did have Return of the King syndrome, didn't it? Too many endings. Very funny story. On the making of Lord of the Rings DVDs, Elijah Wood's being interviewed. And he's talking about how he met Jack Nicholson after like the Return of the King premiere or whatever. And he's like, oh, what do you think of the movie? Jack Nicholson was like, yeah, it's pretty good, mate. What ended up happening with the little hobbit though? Did you die or whatever? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I don't know, I stopped watching after like the second ending. Too many endings, man. It's fucking Jack Nicholson saying to Elijah Wood that Return of the King had too many endings. Oh dear, oh dear. Good way to start today. Got some pretty bad rain in New South Wales and Queensland at the moment. Torrential downpours, floods, etc. G'day, Conrad. Yeah, I painted the helmet last night, yesterday morning for me, and then I just did a little bit more then, just before I started on this cloak, zebra cloak. So I did some cheeky little wet in wet blending on this cloak, which you would have seen, where I left a lot of visible brush strokes there, and you can see how that creates some underlying texture that we can then continue to manipulate and refine with the brush, and then later the airbrush. Muri, it is a cool model, yes, it's awesome. Here he is, riding a sheep. The sheep's going to be black when I get around to painting the sheep. So this is going to be zebra pelt. I went and googled zebras just before, right, so I could have a look at zebras. And I was just looking at them and I was like, fuck me, zebras are weird. Like, have you ever just actually looked at one of the fucking things? It's a fucking stripy horse. But why? Why is it stripy? I don't understand. They look so fucking weird. You know how you stare at like words for too long and then after a while they become... You don't even understand what you're looking at anymore? That's how I felt like looking at zebras just before. It's definitely not camo, mate, because they run around in grassy plains. Unless the grassy plains has suddenly become black and white. Or do they have black and white vision? Do they not see in colour? Maybe that's it. Who knows? All I know is I was very perplexed looking at zebras. Very perplexed. There you go, McSonovisky. That is awesome. That is a great fact. If that is true, that's made my day. Here's a fun fact that I know to be true. Polar bears have black skin. And polar bears are all left-handed. Skin's black, so that they absorb more heat from the sun. And their fur is like little fibre optic cables to better conduct the warmth. Isn't that cool? Oh man, I'm so disappointed that we don't get to see more of that Justice League storyline. I don't want to say too much about what happened at the end because, in case people haven't watched it yet, and there's a pretty cool reveal at the end. But yeah, it would have made for a really, really great Justice League 2. Sonoviksky, thanks mate. So I think it's actually quicker, in case you're wondering, to just paint all of the texture on this in white and then paint black lines than it is to do, like, try and paint the pattern first and then do it. Well, Ben Affleck's back for the Flashpoint movie. Have they confirmed they're going ahead with that? I actually did like it, Paul, because it called back to a couple of scenes in, like, Batman vs Superman, and just explained a lot of the breadcrumbs that had been littered through the other movies. G'day, Gallo Fire. Alright, just need to refer to some zebra pictures. Stand by. Party Monday, friends. Get excited. Okay, I think I've got enough now to figure it out. So I ordered some models this week, just to get, last week, sorry, they arrived this week, just to get ready for the next couple of weeks, because I still haven't received shipping for my Echoes of Camelot, which is fine. I also got some more bad news the other day. One of my Kickstarter board games I'm waiting on has been delayed as well, which is fucking bullshit. Sea of Legends. Everyone else is getting it. None in Australia. They forgot to send them to us. Chumps. Even though we're the fucking closest to the warehouses, they didn't send them to us. Idiots. You know, it's actually generally one of two things happens. One, we get everything way before everyone else, which is awesome. Or two, like, because we got such a small population comparatively. Oh, I added Nightbot today, but sorry, who? Oh, Draxy! Hey, who did someone post a link there? Oh wow. Hey, Draxy! Hey, mate. Painting this guy, doing some zebra skin. It's Party Monday. Party Monday. I added Nightbot today, so if something weird happens, we'll have to just figure that out. Draxy, what's going on, mate? Did you have a good stream? Party Monday, mate. That's what we're here for. Have a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. There's a party going on around here. Hey, thanks, Drunken Yoda. Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, beautiful. singing, Topulus. Love it when a raid happens and everyone's like, let's get Deno to sing, it's the best. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. Here's my number, so call me baby. And all the other girls try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me baby. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. Draxy, this actually was not a Kickstarter, mate. This is one of Lucas Pina's sculpts from Spira Mirabilis. I did actually paint one of the dwarves from that. King on his shield. I painted that one. I wish. So I didn't end up getting too many of those dwarves, but I actually wish I got more when I painted him because they were awesome. G'day, Yanama. Ah, Benny, what's going on? No, I haven't given any more thought to the bird, mate. The bird's an idiot. Thinks he rules this fucking dude, but he doesn't, mate. It's the sheep. The sheep's in charge. Black Sailors, you mean Draxy, the pirate one? Yeah, maybe I should do like Hypnotoad eyes on the sheep. G'day Wampa, hope your treadmill experience was good. I haven't been able to go for a run the last couple of days. It's been absolutely bucketing down. That is good news. You're in a high risk bracket, are you, mate? What are you, 72 or something? There you go. Yeah, I hope my mate Koki, he's got asthma. I hope he gets in first. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. Here's my number. Call me maybe. So when you're doing fur like this, like I'm doing, which is great fun, visible brush strokes is actually very, very beneficial for adding to the illusion of fur. But if you don't do it subtly enough or in the right directions, it does the opposite and will not actually help your case at all. So the direction is the key. What I'm going to do next is do some airbrushing, which should hopefully bring all of these surfaces and objects together. Thanks, Benny. In a cohesive way. He says, with hope. G'day, Stonebeard Jim. Oh mate, I was hoping you might get on the stream tonight. I'm going to talk about your fucking models you sent me today. What a top shelf bloke you are. Well done. Jolly good show, chap. The only post I'm having problems with at the moment, mate, is international. Helps that I live right in the heart of Brisbane as well, so usually get stuff next day, day after at the latest. It's pretty great. Since you're here, Jim, let's do it right now, mate. Let's fucking have a look at the models I bought today. Well, last week, but they arrived today. Then we'll crack out the airbrush. Alright. Yeah, it's cool to have a local supplier. So yeah, Jim's from a company called Stonebeard, and they do, they're just an on-seller for some other manufacturers, but because I live in Australia, it's often really hard to get some of those other manufacturers in a reasonable time frame. So having the ability to just go, no, yeah, I like that, I'm going to buy that and have it next day if I decide I want to paint it straight away is really cool. So this one was one I had my eye on in the Kickstarter, and I ended up not pulling the trigger on any of the Kickstarter ones, and I sort of regret it quite a lot. Oh, some little bits there. Cool. What's she got in here? Oh, a stick. Right. Yes. Great box art on this by I think it was Mirko Cavalloni. Yeah, looks like Mirko. Good model. Nice folds, cloth. Elsa from fucking Frozen. Let it go, let it go. So she'll be good. Lots of fucking little bits and bobs in there, isn't there? Shit, a brick. Alright, cool. So that one. Aradia Miniatures for that one. Polaris. There's actually a version of her riding on a chariot, which is magnificent. But I'm doing enough big things at the moment, so I don't want to do a chariot. Eldarian. Sculpted by Edgar Ramos. Painted by David Alba. Black Crow. Black Crow, easily one of my favourite. What did I miss? I was rubbish. Yes, look at this. Hey, Finn! Thanks, mate. Thanks for the subscription. I have Drax. I actually did a little diorama. Let me show you. Stand by. I'll grab it out. It's a cool model. Bum, 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 bum. Coming, baby. When I look through my putty and paint profile, I just fucking forget how many models I've painted. Like there is a shit ton of models there. Alright, here we go. Browser. Boom. Boom. What's happening? Okay, I'm just gonna go turn Nightbot. I didn't do any setup for Nightbot. Nightbot. So I don't even really know how it works. I just wanted to do shout outs. Like how you can set up shout outs. So I'm just gonna go to switch the fucker off. I think I just unlink him, don't I? There we go. Oh, but he did a good job actually. He stopped a spam bot. Good work, Nightbot. You're a good guy. There you go. So that's my. I'll show you another angle where you can see. Yeah. So I did a bit of sculpting on the stone, and I did a little bit of creative repurposing of some other models from Aradia Miniatures. That's actually the plinth from a Medusa, the Medusa model. So I got that. Here's an angle where you can see the wraith a bit better. Boom. Yeah. That was probably my first attempted diorama thing. Wrote a little story and everything. It was pretty good. Yeah, Nightbot, good job, son. Don't stop people from spamming emotes. I wonder if he'll try and block me. Haha, suck shit. Anyway, Black Crow models are some of my favourite. I think there's probably only 2 or 3 I haven't painted. Ooh, let me have a look. If this is Morrigan, I'm going to be very excited. Oh no, yeah. I didn't get her because she just looks so fucking hard to paint. So much shit going on. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Yeah, this is a great model. My friend Andy Wardle did a version of this with the wolf that I've showed on stream before, and so I want to use that as inspiration, try and learn from his version. And the third and final one, just a great little model that many people have painted before me. Oh, I'd be interested to hear what the cultural reasons are, if it's not offensive for you to discuss. Because she is the goddess of death or something, isn't she? Or the spirit of death. Bad luck. Morrigan, isn't she? Oof. Bald head or hound head? The hound. Great model. What's he got? Has he got the sword? Yeah. Hey Jen. Don't know, I like bald heads. I like painting bald heads. Thus I'm not coming on to you, Wampa. Right. Yeah, I got that one. Yep, in the first wave, pretty jazzed to paint it. All right, let's be airbrushing our way to fame and fortune, and make us look better than we are. So the first thing we'll do is we just want to harmonise this surface so that it feels like, yeah, of course, mate. Thank you. Harmonise this surface and just refine the sketchiness a bit. So we'll do that by doing a bit of a thin grey over it. Let's see. Very good, very good. So this is affecting the light. So we just want to just replicate the lights a little, and that'll just help to bring all of the surfaces together. How's Groomy? What's going on? Indeed, very light pressure. And now we will add some depth of shadow. This time we'll use a transparent colour, so I think we'll use, yeah, we'll actually use Black Templar, I think, from Contrast Paints. Maybe a touch of blue, Signal Blue. Turn the pressure, take the pressure down. Bit bluer than I wanted. Let's add some black. Nightbot, quick ban Nicker Jaguar. Alright. And now we will kill the shine with a matte varnish. Hey, come on now. Hey, come on now. At least let me see the goods. You be 007, I'll be 009 and a half. One of the greats. Party Monday, we be rocking down with the sound so soothing. Party Monday, g'day chum dab! You got it, mate. G'day, Fred. That's my Gryffindor tie. I waxed lyrical about Justice League for a bit, which I very much enjoyed. And then I looked at some of my models that I bought, and then I painted some zebra stripes, and now we're here. Oh. It's maybe one or two I can do. Maybe one or two. 3 or 4 if we're really lucky. I shan't be telling you which ones. I shan't be giving you freebies. Alright, so a couple of exciting things. So we are literally 8 days away from 9 days away, 10 days away, 9 days away. We're a number of days away from me giving away that model, and I'm actually very excited about it. I'm really looking forward to giving that away. Then after that, hopefully we'll have some Camelot stuff to paint, but if not, I've got other models to paint now as well, which I'm excited about. But on the 25th of this month, so Saturday stream for me, which will be Saturday morning for most of you friends, we're going to start painting this chick for the Kickstarter. So that is going to be glorious, and I'm very excited. I did this plinth for her, made it myself, bit of varnish on some wood, looks suitably weathered. That's on my OnlyFans, mate. You'll need to check that out. Just keep that between you and me. And so now we'll go in and just add some more strokes, which will sell the illusion, we hope. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. Life is like a song. They almost put it on Epic Rap Battles of History on YouTube. Yeah, let's see some pictures, mate. The scales or the pink bits? See you, Drax. Thanks for the raid, mate. Hope you have a great night's sleep. Good for you, buddy. Let me think about it. You want to get more pink happening. You want to get the pink and more poppy. Poppy pink. Get yourself some white. Lather it on the scales in highlight fashion. Grab yourself some fluoro magenta and just slam that big boy over the white. Then people will not be able to look at your models because their eyes will be watering so much. That is what I recommend. G'day, Tetram78. How are you? Let us continue painting this man. They look good, chum dubs. You're a good painter. I didn't actually know that. I just thought you were an idiot. Alright, is it time? Is it time for us to do something that is going to look very crazy? Those who've seen the plan for this model know what I'm about to do. It's time. It's time! I'm actually going to do this. Yeah. Whew. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. You got it, mate. If there's one thing I do have, it is that. Most of this Tetram is done with a combination of those two things. A combination. I shan't, be careful. I shan't. I shall go crazy because I can. Big dick energy! That's what I'm using! That's it's Chimera Black with Joe Sonia Magic Mix, but I'm very, very much watering it down because I want to be able to just control this in layers. Um, Irresistible Force sells at you, Peanut. I assumed you were talking about Chimera Black then. If you're actually talking about Magic Mix, then buy it online. Yeah, the eyes need to be, for this to work, the eyes have to be absolutely balls deep. Part of the reason I wanted to do this is because of that model I bought from Will Paints that has really striking eyes with black eyeliner around them. So that is indeed one thing that we are going to try and do. Mate, they sent monkeys into outer space, alright, so let's not get too excited here. I am Yanama, yes. So part of the reason I think this is going to work is because of the way the Chimera Black paint works. You can dilute it super fine, and yet it still is really, really strong. So I don't think I would try this without Chimera Black. Dries a bit shiny and doesn't have the same effect, so I wouldn't recommend it, I don't think. Yeah. Conrad is on point with his observation there. His wise woman's awesome. Got a link, Conrad? I'll show it. It's fucking mad. Alright, so the way that we're going to sell this... Yes! Great suggestion. That is locked in. That is locked in. The sheep is going to have coarse fake paint. So good! Alright, I'm gonna do pure black around the eyes right now. Really pure black. G'day, Sharkwolds. Yeah, this is Conrad's. Oi, why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be that guy, Sharkworld? Fuck, man, I still haven't even got a text yet, you peanut. There you go. There's Conrad's wise woman used chimera paints, and I imagine similar stratagems to how I've approached this, only far superior. G'day, which is familiar. How are you? Chumdab, you just gotta believe, mate. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. No, I'm not a singer at all, mate. But people can spend points to make me sing, so you get to see me singing even though I can't. Which seems to provide some amusement for people. Ah, doing poop. One of my favourite pastimes. Welcome to the stream, mate. Jim's got 4,998 points. Jim, surely you have better things to do with your time than watch me, mate. Come on now. Phantom ass. Hello. Let me have a look at that bust in a moment now, Screamy. I'm just in the groove right now. Just don't want to lose this heat. 10 songs back to back. Jim, I mean, come on, man. What do you got for me? I only know the main chorus. We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. I don't fucking know the rest. Something and then something else. I can't remember it, mate. You're killing me. What are you doing to me? That's 2 on the hop now. You've absolutely stitched me up. So pick something else. Pick something I can sing. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my boy was just like me. He'd grown up just like me. Oh, Jim, what are you doing to me, man? Someone get Nightbot back so we can ban Jim. It's outrageous. I'm just kidding, mate. You're a good egg. Love it when you make me sing songs that I don't even know. It's my favourite. Oh my god, I just want to paint the sheet with corpse face paint now. Let's do it. No, I'll do his eyes. I'm gonna do his eyes. So this will be the sticking point, is if I can get the eyes right. Just gonna add a few more spots of black. Oof, I'm not against it so far, friends. Alright, but now for the real point. The real moment of truth. We'll see, mate. We'll see if it comes out good in the end. Lucas always paints models that are like really happy. And even though this guy's got a bit of a grumpy face, he still looks like quite a happy dude. And everyone that's painted him's done real happy faces, and I just think let's do something. Let's do something fully out there that we haven't seen before. Something angry. That's the plan. All right, ours Groomy. Let's put this down and go have a look at your bus, mate. I'm excited to see it. Excited to see it. Oof. Ooh, I like the pink glow too. So this is a model that ours Groomy got some feedback on in the stream a little while back. And there it is. Awesome, mate. Yeah. So probably the only thing that stands out to me at the moment is how that teal is very much standing out from the rest of the palette. It's almost a little bit jarring now to me. The rest of the palette all feels pretty harmonious, except that's quite a lot different. Maybe not a bad thing, but something to be aware of. I like the leather, I like the face. That red glows awesome. Cool, man. Good job. Good work. How do you feel about it? Oh, let's see him in full dark. Boo. You are very angry. Boom. It is indeed a little bit different. Wazika boom. I always had this plan in mind. Yeah, we are going to do some arm tattoos as well. Oh, Mini AMF, you're killing me. Alright, let's do a tattoo now, actually. Let's do a tattoo. Is that? Yeah. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away, you shut me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Is that the right song, or am I singing the wrong song? Fuck. Is it the same singer? You guys are killing me. I don't fucking know Bulletproof. How's it go? Fuck you, I'm doing tattoos. This is bullshit. Everyone on the stream's picking on me tonight, making me sing songs I don't even fucking know. What a stitch up. I feel like I should know that song. No, not you, Finn. Everyone else, mate. Alright, what tattoos are we going to do here? Let's just do some very simple triangle tattoo here. I'm not doing an Norse dragon, don't be ridiculous. I'll fucking do the dragon from Shrek. Okay. Oh, see you, Faz. I'm going to go look up the lyrics to Bulletproof. I think Wes was trying to help me out there, but that Magua does look good, mate. Well done. Been there, done that, messed around. I'm having fun. Don't put me down. I'll never let you sweep me off my feet. That one. This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. I remember that song now. I'm not turned on to love unless it's cheap. The grey cloth, you mean Frog Jim? Or are you talking about Magua? I'm going to retract my comment because I realise you're talking about Magua. Very good. So the next, I guess, part of the paint job on this guy is all about. Oh, that's a cool observation. I have bought in on that game. Yeah, the next part of this paint job is all about trying things, seeing if we can make them stick, and refining back and forth so that everything feels cohesive, and more importantly, so we have enough contrast. So what I'm doing right now is actually just trying to create enough contrast on this area. So when I do a tiny little airbrush, thanks, mate. I'm glad to be of service. You have also been of service to me by giving me the opportunity to provide you feedback. And I know that sounds wanky, but it is one of the reasons I started this entire thing. My messages I try to send, my information's just not going in. This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. I think we're fucked on the singing front, but hopefully my painting will continue to improve. Certainly hope so, anyway. Cry me a river, cry me a river. Hey, Dr. Flink. Hello, mate. We're getting pretty crazy with this guy. All right. Serious question. So do we think this guy would look better? This is against the flow of what I was thinking. I've got 3 choices for eyes at the moment. The first, I might lower it to 4,000, and I'm not going to 2,000. That would just be me singing the whole fucking night. Alright, let me ask my question, you dickheads. Do we want to go with... Yeah, the bird is the hero of the story of everyone else's story, but in this one, maybe the bird's just a little dickhead that's like, what is going on here? I think the sheep's the real hero of this story. So, here's my question. Do we do pure white eyes? It's locked in. Do we do glowing red eyes and have them be just like, boo? Or do we just do like normal eyes? I'm going to let everyone think about that for a while, because it's an important one. Alright, let's look up sheep. Sheep face. Yeah, blind eyes is a strong possibility. Just want to make sure I'm... Oh, maybe I'll look up black sheep. Black sheep. Oh, they've got black faces though. I thought they had like cream skin coloured faces. Yeah, it's going to work. More of a grey. The internet. What a great place it is. Alright, here we go. That'll do. That's the colour palette. Alright, let's do some fur. I'm the sheepy boy. I'll need to bring the eyebrows back in a little bit, I think. Okay, let's paint some fur. So what I've tried to do is keep all of the different colours, like the blacks and what have you, different. So I'm actually just going to do this. See how we feel about this colour. Well spotted, Dr. Flink. Yes, I talked about that. That was part of my intent, to have that pattern be there. I'm actually feeling like I haven't got enough patterns on the shirt now. We'll figure it out. Okay. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep your booty. Sheep your booty. Ow. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Oh yeah, we are indeed doing war paint on this sheep. Jimmy, there's not any flooding right where I am, but we are having some pretty bad weather in general. So I'm not writing anything off just yet, but I know it's nowhere near as bad as what's going on in northern New South Wales, or not near you, is it? You're in north of Sydney, aren't you? Mm. Yep. Just had a very annoying work text. I'm gonna have to get a beer. G'day, Kung Fu! Oh, fucking disaster, mate. I'm wearing a tie and everything. Oh, g'day, Brown the Nut One Digital Artist. Welcome to the stream. So for everyone who hasn't heard me talk about Justice League, I'm going to talk about it again because I fucking loved it. The Snyder Cut. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favour. Put aside 4 hours. Get it watched. Significant improvement. Oh, awesome, mate. Yeah, they were fun. They were fun to paint brown. I enjoyed painting that little diorama a fair bit. I did it all on here too, actually. So if you're interested in seeing it, you're welcome to go back and look through my videos. Kung Fu. I haven't really come up with anything other than I wanted to paint this model to look angry as opposed to happy. And I found a piece of artwork that I liked and I was inspired by. That was about as far as I got. But I feel like the sheep is possessing him, and the bird has also been possessed. Anyone got anything better than that? There's a hot take from Dr. Flink. Fan, yeah, look, I feel ya, but it was such an improvement over the original that I dug it. I dug it a lot. Sheep are really weird, yeah. I don't know about the colours. The colours are not something I normally use. Brown. These are a bit of a challenge for myself to paint with some less saturated colours and really work with some greys and see how much contrast I can get between a variety of grey colours. And at the moment, oh, little dog six pack, what up? At the moment, I think we can see that there's a pretty clear delineation between every individual section, which is cool. So yeah, we'll just we'll see if we can get it. You'll have to get in line, chum dabs. Make sure you send me a message, mate, if that's legitimately what you want. I'm very fucking popular, mate. So you can see what I'm doing here is actually legitimately leaving strokes on this area, but I'm trying to focus on. No, you DM me, mate. I don't give a fuck. I'm not out here to sell my stuff. You want to buy from me? You text me, you dickhead. So actually, I'll talk through my pricing process in case anyone on the stream is interested in knowing how I decide how much my stuff's worth. I genuinely just have a little algorithm that I operate, which is cost of the model. So this model was about, I don't know, $80 or $100 or something when you factor in all of the shipping and the other stuff. So call it a hundo. Then factor in the cost of the plinth, $10. So we'll just round it off at a nice even. I normally quote in US dollars, so we'll call it a hundo US for the materials and the model. And then I basically work on a $30 an hour going rate. Now that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot because I am the man. No, it's basically it's a awful thing to try and be a professional in, right? To be a professional miniature painter. I'm glad I don't do it. But one of the things that does hurt those professionals who do it for a living is people just doing stuff for chump change, you know, and you know, people then get this mindset that a piece is worth, you know, $100, when if you calculate the hourly rate of that person, $100 is probably working out to be about $4 an hour. So by quoting what I think is a reasonable price, first of all, you get rid of all the dickheads who aren't actually interested in paying for your models, time wasters, and you then get the people who actually value the work interested, and then secondly, you're also in a way helping those people who do it for a living by not just being an idiot. But having said that, because of how quick I am, it does end up usually being relatively cheap for a display piece comparatively. So generally most of my works float around the 200 to 400 US dollars including shipping mark. So this one so far we've spent 3 hours, 2 streams plus a bit of gibbering, so yeah, it's probably about 3 hours at the moment. So if we go on that rate, chum dabs, current cost is about $200 US. FYI, always quote in US. But I am trying to sort of take this guy pretty far. I want him to be really cool. So we are probably going to be looking somewhere in the vicinity of 10 hours. So I think this will be roughly a $400 US, including shipping piece. So do with that information as you will. I have a rule on commissions. I'll only take on commissions for models that I really want to paint. For 2 reasons. I don't do it for a job. I don't do it money. I don't do it for the money. Thanks, Dar02RC. So I do it for the enjoyment, and if it's not a model I'm going to enjoy painting, then I'm not interested in doing it. There's no amount of money that will make it worth my while to paint something that I don't feel like painting. But having said that, if it is a model that I am keen to paint, then yeah, absolutely I do commissions for sure. Jim's spot on. They do have systemic containers. That's how I package them. It's such an interesting thing, that the world of commission painting. I mean, as you've seen, I can knock out some army stuff pretty quickly. It's just soul crushing. Like you just don't want to do it when you get to that point where it just becomes about cranking stuff out as quick as you can, and I think that is what kills the creativity and kills the process of what makes this hobby so much fun. So I try very hard to just in the past there's been times when I've gone crazy on doing commissions because I needed the money, but it's never helped me in the long run. I guess it's helped me short term get through financial troubles. I mean, fuck, if I lost my job next week, I'd probably try and do this full time for a few months and just until I could find another job. But yeah, the one piece that I really want to stress is, like, it is so hard to make a living for professional artists that you get people that undervalue their work, and that really hurts those guys. Like it drives down the perceived value of the works, and I think artists have a right to be paid for the work that they do, as I'm sure you would all agree. It takes a long time to develop a skill set, to become a miniature painter to a high standard, and I won't do too much of a humble brag, but thanks Sheza. Seeing how quickly I paint probably makes people think, oh, it's super easy. This is 20 years of practice, friends. 20 years of me painting almost every day, developing skills, practicing techniques, continuing to challenge myself to get better over and over and over. So, yeah. It's hard to begrudge people, right? Because you don't know what situation. Some people might need to fucking put food on the table, right? They might not have any money coming in. They might just be like, I need to make some money and I need to make it quick. If I sell it for X price, I'll at least get some people buy it. But yeah, it does harm the prospects for everyone in the long run. But there's certainly enough collectors and you know, great people out there that want to support games and painters and hobbies and are willing to pay that money what I believe they're worth. So the never-ending story. Da, 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 da. Turn around, look at what you see in her face. G'day Erica, 2102. What? Yeah. Or people not agreeing to pay for a agreed price, that's fun too. Yeah. There was a time back in the day when I used to quote a fixed price for a model. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I reckon I can do that model for $20 a model. And yeah, you work it out and you're working for like $3 an hour. Not my jam these days. I know it looks like I'm doing a white sheep here, friends, don't worry. Well, I've made a little collection of my own of artists whom I'm really inspired by, and most of the top miniature artists are probably you know, pretty reasonably priced, I think, for the skill level. I think probably they undercharge, and I do think it's part of the problem is because they feel they have to sell their stuff. But yeah, most of the very best artists that I've bought stuff from have been 600 to 800 euros for a piece. So that feels pretty reasonable to me. I've never sold one on Sharkworld. I haven't ever needed to or wanted to. I'll let you know if I do. I don't know enough of the top artists going rates, but what I will say is I know that a couple of the great box art painters, like Masculins and the guys from Big Child, they don't do it for that price. They get paid an hourly wage. So yeah, that's what we were talking about, AC. It's the people who don't value and respect how much skill is involved in achieving results. Those are the ones that... Oh, thanks, Y in the paint box. Very funny, very funny. Look, it's no. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me it was coming, so I couldn't ban you. I like that, you know, the quality of the works that those guys do. I don't think you can put a price on that. I mean, they obviously do, but I don't think you can put a price on it. Yeah, the most expensive piece I own is Andy Wardle's Elf, and that was 800 pounds GBP. So that's an elf and a wolf on a scenic base that won gold at Monte Sansovino. So it's coming, Lopez. Hang on. Yeah, Cult of Paint. Cult of Paint guy. Man, Randall, you picked some songs, haven't you? Absolutely. Oh, that's a tough question, mate. I mean, I don't begrudge people trying to make a living, right? That's and I think you've got to be realistic about this. People, it's a seller's market. You can price your work however you want. People want to pay that, they'll pay that. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer in this. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer in how you price your work, other than I think people undercut themselves for the effort and the hours that they put in. So Lopez. Switchfoot. How's Gangster's Paradise go again? How's the start of that go? I can do that, I think. Ah, yes. Why do you do this to me, Lopez? As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. He'd be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees on the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. I don't like you, Randall. Right? I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I am a man of the people, Randall. You know that. You know that very well. Man of the people, big dinner. Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside. Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, around the outside. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I created a monster because nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shitty unchopped liver. But if you want me, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor. I'm glad you feel that way, mate. Ah. Great song, Lopez. Do you like a bit of Scribe? How many dudes you got skills to go and rock a show like this? I don't know anybody. Check to the mic, check the 1, 2, come through, and the fool, are you hyped yet? Great song. G'day, Flick. How are you, mate? These kids trapped and they're struggling. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. This guy looks like he belongs to the fucking Saruman's white hand. Saruman. Yay, Lurker. What's going on? Blank Walker. I do need to just quickly send a message to my girlfriend. She did some. My girlfriend went and did Pilates for the first time in her life. And she did, because she got a job, she got a promotion, and we made a deal that she'd sign up for Pilates if she got the job. And so she got the job on Friday. And so I made her sign up for Pilates. It's fuck. And she's like pretty nervous about it. But she had a good time, it sounds like, so that's good. No, we got on the Terps on Friday night, mate. Got absolutely chopped. You know? Getting on now, mate. Getting on. Getting on in age. Where's my spot? As in, where do we go to have some beverages? It is called my house or her house. Literally anywhere that does not involve other people, I'm all about that. The best thing about me streaming is that I get to talk to people without actually having to talk to people, so it's glorious. She did enjoy it, yeah. And that is no criticism on you lovely people, nor other people. It is just as an introvert, I'm sure many of you are introverts, I find it draining being around people for long periods of time. And yeah, sometimes I get to the end of a day of work and I'm like, I shall be sitting on the couch, drinking a beverage, watching some sport, Netflix, other, and I shan't be talking to anyone. And that is a glorious way to spend a Friday night. You can't make me sing in a in-person class, mate. No points to spend. What did I do here? Alright, so one thing you may be noticing now on this model, well, specifically on this sheep, is how bad the fur looks. Well, I'm about to blow all your minds by doing something I've done like 11 times on stream before, and at least twice on this stream. I'm going to make that all go away with a matte varnish. I know, you've never seen it before. Dry your eyes, mate. I know it's hard to take, but her mind has been made up. There's plenty more fish in the sea. Dry your eyes, mate. surprised we haven't had any System of a Down yet. Chop suey. Exactly the same, mate. Exactly the same. Because I use it so dilute, right? It's just the same. But I'll caveat that and say that I do only use the big airbrush, which has a little bit more leniency when it comes to like thicker paint. On the thinner one, it can clog a bit easier. So. Saruman. Yeah. I try to mix it on the screen. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget, but it's usually about half thinner, half varnish, maybe 33% varnish. I reckon. The trickiest part about the airbrush, mate, is that there's no right answer to those sorts of questions. It is really a practice thing, like, because the airbrush itself and how big the needle is will change how dilute you need to make it. The paint range that you're trying to dilute will change how you need to make it, etc. So there's no right answer to that. So you just got to practice. So depending on the model, and there's I actually sometimes use a Tester's dull coat at the end because I really like that, just that slightly satin finish. And because I'm going to send my models overseas or whatever, I like to make sure that they've got a better chance of surviving the trip without any scratches or what have you. So yeah, I'll often use that at the end, but yeah, if I was to display, I probably wouldn't. You don't have to worry about him, mate. He's solid as a rock. Yeah, he's going to be surviving the journey intact. I've sent enough models to know now he'll make it the whole way, no problems. It's only the really fragile ones I have problems with, because the bases that I make are full of like putty. But not like weak ass putty. It's fucking like stuff that they make for pipes, plumber's putty and shit. And mate, it's like a rock. Hey Godzilla, what's going on? Mini MF, let me answer that question. It's a broad question. I actually got into an argument with a dude once. Just fucking so funny on Facebook. I don't fire up on Facebook right often. Like I'm just. The only things I follow are miniature painting pages and like a couple of my mum and dad and stuff. But I was on a miniature painting page, and this dude was like, he asked a question, and it was like, oh, I want to varnish my models. Can I use varnish, or is that not work? And this fucking nuffy comes on there and he goes, mate, no professional painters use matte varnish. I'll tell you for a fact, no professional painters use matte varnish. Don't varnish. And so I came on there, I read that, and I was just like, well, this guy needs to be fucking called out. I said, are you Are you comfortable with that statement, mate? Literally no professional painter uses matte varnish. And this is the flex. He goes, look, mate, at Adepticon last year, Alfonso Giraldez stayed at my house. So I think I would know. I said, like at that point, I just thought, I'm out. I scooped from this conversation. But he goes, I said, mate, that is the weirdest flex I've heard today. Good for you, pal. Then I sent a message to the guy who posted it. I said, mate, I use varnish all the time. Go check out Dave Colwell, mate. Seriously, it's fine. You can use varnish if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. It is a personal preference. I think I use the varnish because I like a lot of different colours from a lot of different ranges, and some of those colours have varying degrees of finish. You know, some are pure satin, some are very shiny, like the contrast paints. Oh, thanks, Murkonjin. So I like to have a consistent finish because it lets you see the model better that you're working on. So by using the varnish, as I do, as you would have seen through stages here, it helps me get a better read on the piece. What you're probably talking about there, and this is one of the reasons why I said I like to do a varnish at the end, and it has to do with the way that your eyes perceive the colour. When you have a slightly satin finish, like Games Workshop paints, because it's reflecting more light, your eyes will actually pick it up more vibrant looking than it perhaps is. And so when, like Sergio, when he uses his airbrush at the end of his process, in a similar way to how I do, it's party Monday, mate, so happy days. He'll actually use inks and colours with a satin finish at the end to add some nuance between varnish and satin finishes. So it's like a lever you can control, right? So old mate saying no professional painters use matte varnish, absolute stitch up. You've just got to know that when you do it, what you're going to have is a dulling down of all of the surfaces. You're going to have less reflective finishes, which means the colours are going to look not duller, but they're not going to have that visual glint when you turn the model around. It's just going to make it look slightly satin. So I've actually got this guy here, and so I've done a tester's dull coat on this guy, and I feel like you can see it in the skin tones, right, particularly down here, that when you turn it, there's just a little bit more of a glint. There's little bits of stuff on it. The colours are a little bit more reflective and a little bit more intense because of that slightly satin finish. Same deal with this chick. Very slight satin colours that make it look a little bit more vibrant. So, having said that, there's multiple models I've painted where I've kept the fully matte finish. Look, if we're going to swing some Big E paint around, have a look at this one too. So, it's just another lever that you control. I am of the perspective that matte varnish can add consistency and it does create a better finish for photos. I think a slightly satin finish will have a better look for the hand in general. I've had many pro painters stay at my house, guys. I've had Alex and Marco from Craft World Studio, I've had Raymond Gruber, I've had Kaha, I've had Meg Maples, I've had Trent Dennison. That guy's all over my fucking house. He needs to piss off. Sick of seeing him. Oh. No, oh, that's an awesome model, hey, fan. No, look, seriously, guys. No, look, Alfonso Giraldez stayed at my house. So I think I know about pro painters. And then he dropped. Look, I'm not. I don't like to brag, but I came third. I made the final cut in Crystal Brush last year in one of the categories. Oh, it was a weird conversation. I was just, what do you say to that, eh? Seriously. It's like, okay, my guy, you got me, pal. I can't compete with that level of quality. It's sort of a pet peeve of mine. I try not to get involved in internet arguments, right? Because it's just the most unproductive thing. But I try very hard when I communicate online not to be a definitive statement. No, it was on Facebook. Not to make definitive statements. I like to say, in my experience, X, Y, Z. But your best bet is to practice and try for yourself, right? Because in many cases, the things that people ask questions about, like, can I use matte varnish? It's a subjective thing, right? So there's no point me going, no, you can't. What you should say is, in my experience, it's fine, but, but this guy just fucking, he rustled my jimmies. He rustled my jimmies. Yeah, it's fine. Like, there's so many great things about social media, right? It's got so much potential for wondrous things, and the connectivity that I have with my best friends who live on other side of a very large country is amazing. What it's brought for my life in terms of my hobby growth and development, and the people I've met through the hobby, it's amazing, right? But it's given idiots a voice. Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Agree 100%. No, I'm sure there are situations where some strong, opinionated people have said the right things and given glorious advice. I've seen many cases where that is not the case. Anyway, can someone ask Alfonso if I'm allowed to use a matte varnish here? Because seriously, I'm feeling uncomfortable about all the matte varnish I've used on this model. Excellent. I can sleep well tonight then, knowing that Alfonso is comfortable with my decision making. Man, I wish I could find that. I wish I could find that fucking thing, eh? It was so funny. Alright, we're going to do a handprint or what? What do you reckon? Handprint here? Yes. Oh, yes. What would Alfonso do? Let's get that shit trending. Oh yeah, pentagram could be cool. You depend on our protection, yet you feed us lies from the tabletop. Everybody's going to party, have a real good time. Boom, 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 boom. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunrise. You depend on our protection. Chase that feeling. Good suggestion. Handprints are hard to paint though. Oh! What's that symbol, Chum Dabs? Let your feet as lies from the tabletop. That could work. Maybe. Wake up! I liked a lot of old System of a Down songs. We have them on Freezy's soundtrack of Doom. It's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it should be a Norse symbol. I don't know. Come on, I should put a little makeup. Let's discuss the with it. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? You create another family. You want to. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to. Oh, see you, W. Walzer. I will, mate. We've got to figure out how we're going to make this sheep control people's minds. The sheep. What is a Valknut? Oh yeah, I can do that. I've done them before. I don't know, I sort of feel like that might not be right. No, they're not too hard for me, mate. I've fucking done one. I did one on this fucking guy, mate, on his fucking chest. How do you like them apples? Boom! Boom! Suck it, Trebek! Foolish monk. Kiwi! What a surprise would have a Kiwi watching this stream, eh? Me painting a sheep. I'm just kidding, mate. Sure you're a top bloke. He shoots. He scores. He's on fire. I agree. Sinister and mysterious. I sort of feel like I want to do something like this. Let me show you this and tell me if you think this will work. There's a model I painted a long time ago. Long, long time. Man, I'm draining the beers at the moment. Absolutely draining them. Beautiful day for it. Party Monday. Boo, 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 boo. I painted that dude a long time ago. Yeah. How cool is he, eh? Dr. Flink. It's glorious, mate. That's glorious news. Glorious news all round. Done. Sold. Good call, Chum Dabs. Sold. Bang on. Because I can make that look a little bit rough and ready. Yeah, it's going to be rough. You just gotta bolt it in first, and then you get to do a little bit of fun stuff. Oh, thanks, Sosaros. Stonemasons. Stonecutters. There you go. Stonecutters. We do. We do. Look, I feel like this has got to happen. Plankwalker, you have got to be the worst lurker I've ever met, mate. But I'm glad you're having fun, pal. Yet you feed us lies from the tabletop. La, 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 la. Yeah, Foolish Monk. It is from Spira Mirabilis. It is indeed a bust you can't buy anymore, unfortunately. It is one of Lucas Pina Penachet's sculpts that is incredible. Alright, we've still got to decide about the eyes. So I was sort of feeling like Sin City, right? I was sort of feeling that Sin City might be the vibe, and we could go. Like basically a black and white colour palette, and then all of a sudden, bang, you've got really punchy colours. Sheep Rider. Wait, just so you know, right? This piece is called Black Sheep. This was always my plan to do something crazy like this, but as always, Chad has come through with the greatness and given us some great suggestions. Even Chum Dabs has stopped being an absolute peanut for once in his life and has given us a fantastic suggestion. So well done to you, Chum Dabs. You've redeemed yourself for all those times that you were shithouse. Dancing in the desert, throwing up the sunrise. There's a punk band called, but that is perfect. Well, that is where this guy's from. Yes, insulting people in Australia is a rich tradition that goes back many generations. I'm just checking my emails to see if I got tracking notification. Fuck's sake! Come on! Come on! Fucking jeepers creepers! Just want to paint my fucking dudes. So for those uninitiated, this is what I'm doing right here is what we call glazing. That's great, mate. That's great. That's fucking glorious stuff. Can't wait to see your version that's painted way shitter than mine will be. I didn't mean that. I'm just angry. I just want my toy soldiers, mate. So what I'm doing here is a little bit of glazing. And glazing is a great technique for smoothing blends. Just generally making your models look better. But you see a lot of people not diluting enough when they do glazing. That is the biggest crime. Glazing, you need to dilute significantly. I see a chum dabs. Good on you, mate. I don't like you, Sharkworld. Yes, I see a lot of people doing glazes and they have either too much paint, not enough dilution, or they haven't taken enough paint off the brush. So Chum Dad. You got kids, Chum Dad? That's very funny. So let's do a little bit of actual glazing here. So I'm going to do a little bit on this cardboard so you can see. So you see how much paint is on that brush? 5 pips of fuck all. That is about glaze consistency, and that is about how much paint you want on your brush. Even then, that's probably too much. Exactly, mate. Dirty water. What are you fucking... You know how to fucking glaze, mate. I've seen your models. Don't be ridiculous. Ooh, let's paint this stick. Yeah, let's paint this stick. I love stick painting. See if we can do this stick in a tricky way. Get your shitty brush that you bought the other day from Redgrass Games. Ooh. No, this is the type of brush I normally use, mate. You just haven't been paying attention. I normally work with this level of quality. Outstanding. Yo, Macca! Then you get yourself some of whatever this is. Dilute the shit out of it. Just give it some of these ones. Gotta paint the back of this fuck. Oh, how dare they? Give them a right shellacking. You depend on our protection. Yet your feet slice from the tablecloth. La 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 la. Next time someone calls you on the stream, mate, you just hang up on them. Alright. Brian, enjoy your pizza, mate. I'm sort of a little bit jealous that I don't have pizza right now, actually. But I do have Maltesers in the fridge, so maybe I'm going to get some Maltesers, actually. Can't really have any more beer. Ah, hoorah! Now we're going to go to a normal brush. Normal brush. One that isn't fucked up. Just paint some. So when you have all these like little irregular patterns underneath from the shit brush, creates a more interesting wood texture. Interesting wood texture was actually my stage name, but then I changed it to maximum saturation. It was a big hit with the ladies. maximum saturation. Ah, Immersive World Crafter, thank you. Thank you for joining. So, let me give you a very, very important piece of advice that I learnt from cricketing. Right? G'day, Talk Painting. Yeah, he's very angry, isn't he? He's an angry sheep. I learnt this from cricket actually, so Flick, I know you'll be impressed. But the greatest tool in a bowler's arsenal is natural variation. When you extrapolate that into miniature painting terminology, the hardest thing to do, thanks mate, the hardest thing to do is to make things look irregular. Because all we want to do when we're painting is like make things even and neat. Try painting Freckles sometime, right? It's so fucking hard because you just want to be like, oh cool, do 3 dots, they'll better do 3 dots on this side, oh and that one needs a dot, and all of a sudden it just doesn't look natural. Natural variation is an important part of realistic looking models. Hence the approach that I just took with that big brush there is creating irregular colours and shapes on this model gives you the natural variation. Yep, it's one of the hardest things to do to paint something irregular. So just, if you want to get irregular patterns, take something that you can't control, i.e. a shit brush or a sponge, and use that as your starting point, not your end point, but allow that to create natural shapes, organic textures, and then take that and manipulate that. Like look at this here, right? Look at all these cool little bits, right? So I'm just going to add a little bit of proper highlighting here, and then I'll extend this one down. And it just looks unnatural and uneven, and that's, yeah. So it's a fantastic piece of advice that I picked up from cricket, which is one of the greatest tools in your arsenal is natural variation. Maybe I should change the name of this model to 50 Shades of Grey. Alright, we've got a serious conversation about these eyes coming up, but I think we might save that for next stream so we can have a mull. Maybe ask the Twitterverse what they think. No, not really. I mean, I'm sort of keen. Like, I like the idea of the bright red, of the glowing red. Makes them look like they're both possessed. But then it's playing against the original plan of what I was trying to do with the models. So, I'm a bit like, much like Natalie and Imbruglia in her classic '90s track, I'm torn. All out of faith. Many apologies, Godzilla. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sin City was the original plan. Lying naked on the floor, illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see a perfect sky is torn. You're a little late, I'm already torn. I reckon he does listen to some Sabbath, mate, or something of equally aggressive nature. We're actually going to get out a little bit of the old inks now, I think. Oh, thanks, Jay Hipkin. Intense brown. Just want to dirty up that spear half a little bit more. Yeah, he's had a wild night wherever he's been, eh? Maybe he's been out on the terps all night and he's like coming home and he's like, I'm gonna fucking ride that sheep. I'm gonna ride me that fucking sheep home. And the sheep's like, I'm so sick of this shit. Look at it. The sheep's like, fuck this guy. He's like, I'm gonna fucking put my favourite band's face paint on my fucking sheep. Yeah, boy. It's your boy Sheepsy. Frosty! Is that a picture of my head with a headband? Because if so, I love it. And how did that happen? And why don't I have it? I need it. You're a little late, I'm already torn. You know, I actually really liked Natalie Imbruglia, but also liked Missy Higgins. Do you remember Missy Higgins? Yeah, I was all about Missy Higgins too. Loved Missy Higgins. She was very popular in Australia, mate. Around the same time. That song's getting a lot of airtime on TV at the moment because it's being used in a lot of commercials here. So I've heard it about 12 times this week. Which is a great thing. What about this new stream, New Plankwalker? I'm loving it. Get in there, son. Have a chat in the chat. Love it. Alright, another little trick. So I use my airbrush thinner for some dilution sometimes. So the great thing about Magic Mix is it keeps the substance of the paint intact and works really well. But sometimes you want really thin dilute colour. And I find that the airbrush thinner does a better job of diluting the paint than the Magic Mix. So anytime I'm trying to do really thin lines, I'll dilute with a bit of airbrush thinner. Hello from St. Paul, Minnesota, Rapid Transit. What's the time there for you, mate? Must be early morning. Must be like 5 a.m. 6:40, there you go. Good time to get on Twitch and check out a little bit of painting. So, I don't know enough about the technical properties of Flow Improver to answer that question. Maybe, probably, at least very similar. Listen to Sharkwald, because he sounds like someone who knows what he's on about. Even if he is picking on me tonight. Painting black is so hard, by the way. It's a good challenge, actually, that I decided to do this. Anyone remember what colour I did this beard in? Fuck. I think I remember. I think. Frozen flesh. There we go. I think I got it. Plus that grey. Where is that grey? Hello, it's called alarms. There it is. It's 9:44, friends. I'm over time. Been going for 3 hours and something, 15 or something like that. Fuck, it's a great model to paint, isn't it? Yes. Only got another couple of weeks to worry about, mate, before we go back to normal. Yanama, did you have the audio on so they could hear my singing as well? Fair enough. Can't say I blame you, pal. Ice, ice, yellow. Dun, 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 dun. Ice, ice, yellow. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so this guy's going really well. We've got a stream on Wednesday night for me, which is a Wednesday in the morning for all of my European friends. And more like, I don't know. Is it Wednesday really early morning for the Americans? Oh, thanks War Machine. We're going to do a little touch of airbrushing before I call it a night, because this just needs a little bit of blending to make it look a little bit more natural. Rapid Transit 57. G'day, mate. What a great party Monday we've had today, friends, eh? Heaps of songs. We had a great raid from Draxy. Wearing my tie. It's all happening. WWAD. Let's get it trending. So I've lost all of this stuff I did down here on this. I'm gonna have to redo that. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet, because if I add too much there, it might detract from this section. So we'll have to mull over that when we get a little bit closer to finishing. I like my metal to have a lot of interesting textures, I can do smooth metal, but I think it's a lot more cool when you have all of these little shapes and colours in them. So, all right, let's just have a little overall look at how we're feeling about this dude. All right, got a couple of things I want to airbrush, and then we'll do a varnish to seal it off. Oh shit, you know what I might just real quickly do? Yeah, I can't use a varnish. Fuck man, Alfonso stayed with me last year and he said that no professional painter uses a varnish. Cool, my guy. Thank you. So you can actually take this technique even further, and I have done, as I am wont to do. Go balls deep by using airbrush. I know you're all shocked to hear about me wanting to use an airbrush for something, but there you go. If you do this textured undercoating, base coating thing with your brush, and then use your airbrush to glaze transparent layers, can create some really neato looking things. Oh, peace be the journey, Lopez. Talk to you tomorrow, 7:30 AM. Looking forward to it. Get amongst it. Carve up. Tiny kangaroo down, sport, tiny kangaroo down. Tiny zebra cloak down, sport, tiny zebra cloak down. Thank you. quite happily, my friend, if I'm ever in the area, which I shan't be. On purpose. Ah, party loaded. Luke Ritalik! My arch nemesis from Western Australia. What is happening, my great friend? How are you? Still doing your podcast and shit, mate? Didn't you do a fucking podcast? Or am I misremembering? Am I thinking of some other random Western Australian? I know JJ did a podcast. Who did he do that with? Is that you? I feel like it was you. Oh yeah. Memory like a steel trap, mate. Oh, cool, man. Working for a company, or are you doing freelance stuff? What's the dealio? Should let you enjoy your dinner, mate. I'm sorry for chatting away. Cool, man. Bar Miniatures, thank you for the follow, mate. Ritalik, I'll just give you some advance warning, mate. If someone spends 5,000 points of watching me, they make me sing a song. It's not great. It's pretty uncomfortable to watch for everyone involved, but it does happen, so... Well, there's one person that thinks it's great, but the majority of people think it's torture. So, one fun thing about painting wood, right? I like painting wood just as much as I like painting rocks, because wood's way more interesting when you have more colour. Like when you have different tones, different textures in there, it just tends to look a little bit more interesting and more realistic. So, you know, just glazing little bits of blue or little bits of green into your wood can add some nice textures. Mate, I still hang out with all my gaming friends, but not that many of the Warhammer crew. Skinder's got on here a little while back actually. That was really nice because I got to tell him how much of an influence he was on me as a young man. So that was really nice. But no, these days, I mean, the only people I really am in touch with is my gaming friends, which I all met through Warhammers and stuff. But yeah, these days it's just board games and painting toy soldiers for me. Well, I did just buy a Beastgrave box set so I can play some Beastgrave with my friend Darren. I'm actually going to head over to his house early before games night tomorrow and do some Warhammer Underworlds. Well, this has been a fun stream, friends. Has been fun indeed. Love a party Monday, friends. Love a party Monday. Alright, we're just going to do a touch of tiny little bit of airbrushing just on Sheepy's head, just there. Make that look a little bit less pretend. He says, hopefully. Outstanding. Yeah, I thought I'd try some stuff, see if we can add some interesting texture to the metal. It's going to be metal there, so yeah. There's two. I wasn't actually trying to do that, although I had a feeling that might happen. What I was trying to do is, so one of the ways you can create freckles, so we were talking about freckles before, is if you don't put air down, but move the brush back. What happens is paint collects in the tip. If you then push the brush forward and then let out air, you'll get a spattering. So if you do that with paint, you can just repeat that over and over, and you can get an irregular spray of colours. So I was trying to create some irregular spattering, but because I was doing it so close, I had a feeling it was not going to work quite that well. But that's okay. All right, a little bit of this Achillean green, I think, and black. Just a teensy bit. A little skerrick. A little bubble. Yeah. Easy enough to fix though, my man. Easy enough to fix. And sometimes it can actually look better because it's texture. People are afraid of texture. Get more up here. Mates, we've got a couple coming up. I actually started chatting to the people organising Crystal Dragon next year, which is, as I've found out today, me again. So Crystal Dragon at CanCon, mate, is in January. We're hoping, based on what we've got from CanCon at the moment, everything should be proceeding as normal, which is great, but there's also an online competition coming up soon, organised by the dudes from Cult of Paint, which a couple of guys were talking about earlier, which looks pretty cool. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a weird time, right, with digital and everything going on, so. Look, I think there's value in having competitions for people to attend, but there is something quite magical about attending those events in person that I would like to talk more about it at a later stage, because there's always been amazing experiences to be involved in. So my preference is, absolutely in-person comps, but I think there's value to be gained in, like, one of the best things about going to a competition, like when I went to Monty or Scale Model Challenges, there's nothing to do with getting your work looked at. It's you're being inspired by other stuff, and I think you miss a little bit of that in online comp. I mean, I still get wowed by artworks that I see, but there's something slightly different about seeing a piece in the hand versus on a computer screen. So Monte Sansovino, oh my god. So I went there the fucking first time, 2018 for the first time, and I was just lucky. I'd been invited by, I'd had some friends who were going. One of them's name's Richard, and he managed to secure me and my girlfriend seats at this restaurant. He's like, oh, come, I've got you a couple of tickets to this restaurant. I was like, cool, man, yeah, I'm just keen to meet everyone, right? Like, let's just hang out. So we rock up to this restaurant, and I find out when we get there, this restaurant it seats like 12 people or 16 people or something. It's like fuck all, and they just you don't order off the menu, you just rock up, and they go, cool, g'day, welcome to Labindi. Here's your menu for today. Your starter is this, and they just hand you a plate of like something. Anyway, it ends up being like a fucking 15-course meal where they just drop plates on you that are unfucking believable. G'day W. Walzer. We get to the end of the fucking meal, right? And I reckon we've had 15 plates. I'm fucking absolutely stuffed. It takes a lot to fill me up, right? And I was stuffed. And the dude who's like the chef, he's like bringing out drinks. He's like, cool, how many bottles of wine? Yeah, let's open some fucking bottles of wine and stuff. And my girlfriend and I, like, we had heaps of money. We weren't too worried about the money and stuff, but we kept looking at each other going, how much is this going to fucking cost? Seriously, like, I've had like 15 plates, and I've had limoncello, and I've had shots of fucking something, and and the Swedes and the Danes are going ballistic down the side. It's just fucking rough, you know. Anyway, the guy comes out and he's like, okay, we'll just call it 20 euros a head, including the fucking drinks. It was the fucking best. Oh my god. So Conrad was there. It was fucking awesome. So the next fucking year, I'm like messaging everyone, who's doing Labindi this year? Anyone fucking organise a fucking Labindi? Because you have to book in advance. Anyone doing Labindi? Yeah, let's fucking get into Labindi again. Woo, 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 woo. So, fuck me. I did get into Labindi again, and I was suitably wowed for a second time. Labindi. Get to Monte Sansovino just for that experience. Unfucking believable, I tell ya. My girlfriend took photos of the food. We've got photos of the plates and plates. It's fucking unreal. X4 Hammer 3RX. Hello. Thanks, Conrad. Yeah, I'm switching off, mate. I'm just mucking around with my airbrush because I can. So, but yeah, I think it's time for Big Deno to retire and dream of another day's painting. Looking forward to it on Wednesday night. Very excited. All right, we'll call this guy a night for this stream. He's not finished. That's okay. We've got maybe one more stream where we can look to finish him. And if we don't finish him, then the next stream will be starting on that chick anyway, because that's when the Kickstarter goes live. So let's do a quick airbrush, and then we shall head off to bed. Good stream tonight, friends. Good fun. Party stream. Oh, awesome. G'day, Alfoot. How are you, mate? Cool to see you on here, pal. Thanks for being a long-time follower on Twitter. I don't think anyone believes me that I'm really funny on Twitter, actually. I tell everyone all the time on this stream how funny I am on Twitter, and no fucker listens to me. They're always like, you're a dickhead. Fair play. Just quickly hair dry this, friends, and then we'll do a varnish. Well, actually, I want a real quick... Yeah, mate, I do them all the time. So if you have a look on my actual Twitch page, there is a little thing that tells you, a schedule that tells you when I'm on. At the moment, I do Monday nights my time, Wednesday nights my time, most Saturday nights, and Sunday mornings. So they're all similar times outside of the Sunday morning one, which is more aimed at the American friends. Hello, Plankwalker. Thank you for being on so late at night for you, mate. Much appreciated. Gone back to lurking, I see. What a guy. Ding my bell. Ding my bell. Ding my bell. You know, I am one thing that I am in my life is consistent. So I haven't missed a stream that I have a schedule for. Just like a little metal label of some description, mate. Dunno. Oh, Rumble. You're killing me, man. Why are you telling me about this? I still haven't even fucking got shipping. Maybe tonight's the night, friends. Maybe I'm going to get the email that I've been so desperately waiting for tonight. Ooh, tonight. Hey. Yeah, I don't know how anyone didn't pull the trigger on every one of those fucking models. Of course, financial reasons, I understand them. It's been dramatic for effect. But seriously, the models are so good. Sweet. Done. Sheepy boy. Yeah, good call, W. Walzer. Good call, mate. Alright, so we've got lots of things to do still on this guy, so let's just have a little mull over them. Oh, there should be... Are you a late plucker? Yeah, I'm back at number 1 on that fucking Kickstarter, can you believe? Alright, so we've got to decide what we're doing with the eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and they're an important part of the model. And at the moment, I like the fact that they punch you in the face. Anything less than face punching is not going to work because of how much that black is pulling away from the colour. Metals are looking good. I like this speary thing very much. I like this helmet very much. This little gem needs a decision about what we want. I'm thinking ruby. Like, I reckon a ruby, like a bright red ruby, could be really cool. We'll come back to that. I need to continue working on these leathers down here, adding some more stuff to the leathers. We've got a little rock and some strappy things there. And we need to make this look more like metal again. That should be pretty easy. Sheepy boy is looking much better now that I've done that airbrush glazing. I'll add a little bit more of the black onto there to make that stand out again. But yeah, that's looking good. Just need to paint the little guy's tongue sticking out there. So I did that nice little refining of the tattoo, but I'll touch that up a smidge more so it looks a little bit more punchy. I need to continue working on the fur. Just this area looks fine because I've done that area, but it'd be nice to just re-add a little bit of those textures and stuff on there. Need to do the back of the helmet a little bit. It's going to be mostly dark, so I'm not worried about that. But the number one thing standing out at the moment is... I think the shirt might need a little more work. Like when I look at the shirt, I'm seeing not quite enough contrast, so I think we need a little bit more contrast in this area here, just to hit that light source that we need. So it's nice, it's smooth, but yeah, we just probably need a little bit more of something in there just to add a little bit more light. That'll make that look convincing. Pants, not sure what we'll do. We'll probably maybe do stripy pants. Stripy pants could be cool. And the horns, the big old horns. So I don't think we'll finish next stream. We're maybe a chance, but yeah, not rushing this dude. So he takes as long as he takes. Would be cool to finish him next week, or next stream though, Wednesday night stream, because yeah, we're going to be starting that other chick on Saturday night. Have a look at that picture. The black sheep. You can always tell when I'm fucking absolutely jiving on a model, right? Because I just keep painting. I don't worry about times. Just keep painting. Yeah, he's already on a plinth, my man. That's it's a nice little plinth that I bought from my mate Jim from Jim's Bases. Nice wood plinth. So yeah, I just taped it up. Tape that bad boy up. Thoughts, observations, questions, friends, before I pick up the stream and call it a night? Thanks, Plankwalker. Cheers for the lurk and the chats. Alright, friends. Don't forget, if you're not already signed up, to be a subscriber. Ah, was a kaboom! You've timed it magnificently. I was just going to talk about this. Night, mate. This model is available for one of the subscribers in 9 days' time. 9 days' time, I'll be doing a stream where we give this chick away live on stream. It's very good. And you'll also decide if I put blood effects on it, because I haven't decided. Maybe some spattering of bloods. Yes. So yes, if you're not a subscriber, feel free to get amongst it. Yes, you have indeed. Tell me what you'll do. Let's find someone to raid, friends. Whom shall we raid? Whom shall we raid today? Oh, Grilled lamb. Yum. Yum. Yes. It is cool, yes, I'm just giving that away. What a great chap I am. Just giving away some of my soldiers. Alright, who have we got? So we've got Brush for Hire. I haven't raided him before, but I think he's a professional, so let's see if we can find someone who's a bit more of a goober. So we can be legends. Seb K is painting a Darth Vader. He was really nice, actually. I quite liked Seb the other night when we had a look at him. And he's painting Darth Vader from, I think, Imperial Assault. Any suggestions, friends? Thanks, Rumble. Have a great night. I think we will go... Oh, that's cool too. Alright, let's go for this person. Because this is
W
cool.
sensie twojego, że jest podobny do Kiszaka, tak?
Damn, he is in fact speaking in Polish. Alright, I feel like we won't be going that, friend. It's a shame because he was painting something great. Alright, let's have a dabble at Brush for Hire. Dude's painting some cool stuff. Why not? You reckon Seb K again? We rated Seb. No, we'll go Brush for Hire. We haven't rated Brush for Hire before. Alright. Raid! 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 You're all champions. Have a great evening, afternoon, whenever. Let's raid Brush for Hire. See you, friends. See you Wednesday night if you join. If not, that's fine. You're all great.
Everything looking great. Rumble, thank you so much for the follow. How you doing? Yeah, those are looking fantastic.
Enjoy your extra
Big D now. Holy shit. What is going on? Webasaurus, how you doing? Thank you so much for the follow. How's everyone doing today? Show you guys here some of the stuff that I do. Do the paints. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If there's anything you're working on, please feel